Hello everyone and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me for your yoga practice today. So this yoga class will be a yin yoga practice for full body stress release. For the practice, you will need some props. So you'll need a yoga bolster and 2 blocks, but some good household alternatives are 2 to 3 long pillows from your bed stacked up on top of each other instead of a bolster, and some sturdy thick books instead of blocks. So yeah, you can go and grab those props, and it might be nice as well to have a blanket that you can place over you throughout the practice and at the end for Savasana. So let's get started. Seated to begin. So for this, you can sit up on 2 blocks, up on a cushion, or you can sit up on the ground. It's totally up to you. I personally really like just elevating my hips a little bit. You can rest your hands on your knees, or you might like to take a mudra. So mudras are energetic seals that direct the flow of prana, or life force energy. And the mudra we'll take today will be Gyan Mudra. So for this, you bring your thumb and your index finger to touch. Then you can rest the back of your hands on your knees. You can close your eyes down here if that feels good to you, or you may prefer to soften your gaze. Allowing your spine to grow tall towards the ceiling as you roll your shoulders down your back. Becoming aware of your breath here. Noticing the rise of your inhale and the gentle fall of your exhale. Observing your breath. And can you begin to guide your breath to be a little bit deeper, breathing all the way to the base of your spine. Taking a few more conscious deep breaths here. Settling into the present moment. We'll move to Nadi Shodhana now, alternate nostril breathing. And this is a balancing and a cleansing type of pranayama or breathwork. It's said to balance the left and the right side of the brain, or masculine or feminine energies. And it's also said to harmonize the flow of life force energy, or prana throughout the body as well. So for this, you'll just bring your middle finger and your index finger down towards your palm with the right hand, and you'll be using your thumb to block your right nostril. As you breathe in through the left, then you'll block the left nostril with your other fingers here. Breathe out through the right, back in through the right, block the right with thumb, and then breathe out through the left. That's 1 round, and we'll do it for 5 rounds. I'll guide us through it. So you can keep the back of your hand rested on your knee on the left hand with your Gyan Mudra. And let's begin. So blocking right nostril with thumb. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4, 5, block left, out, right, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, right, 2, 3, 4, 5, block, right, out, left, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, left, 2, 3, 4, 5, block, left, out, right, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, right, 2, 3, 4, 5, block, right, out, left, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, left, 2, 3, 4, 5, block, left, out, right, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, right, 2, 3, 4, 5, block, right, out, left, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, left, 2, 3, 4, 5, block, left, out, right, 3, 4, 5, in, right, 2, 3, 4, 5, block, right, out, left, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, left, 2, 3, 4, 5, block, left, out, right, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, right, 2, 3, 4, 5, block, right, out, left, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can bring both hands back to your knees, returning to your Gaya Mudra. Index finger and thumbs touch. This is a mudra of focus, concentration, and awareness. Turning inwards, noticing the subtle, energetic effects of Nadi Shodhana. When you're ready, we'll come to the first posture, which will be butterfly pose. So for butterfly, the soles of your feet come together and your knees go wide. So check in here with your lower back and notice if maybe you're a little bit rolled back onto your tailbone when you come to butterfly. That is really normal. And what you can do for this to help here is sit up on something. So that could be 2 blocks, it could be a bolster, it could be cushions. You're sitting up on something. And now you are sitting on your sitting bone instead of on your tailbone. Now, instead of your pelvis pointing back, your pelvis starts to tilt forward. And this way it can work together with your spine when you're folding forward. Whereas if you're rolled onto the tailbone and then you start to fold forward, the pelvis is pointing back and the spine is trying to go forward, and they're just not working together that way. So sitting up on something, if you do find you're rolled back onto your tailbone. From here, we'll inhale to grow tall through the spine. And then exhale, folding forward, thinking of reaching your belly button towards your feet. You can have your hands in front of you. You can simply let your head fold forward here. If you do have cushions or a yoga bolster, it might be nice to bring them underneath your chest, release over the bolster. If you have a spare block, you could elevate your bolster up slightly. That can also be really, really nice here. And then just release one side of your face down. So taking your time to find your butterfly. Once you've found a position that feels good to you, we'll be here for 4 minutes in butterfly. And I'm just using my phone as a timer in case you're wondering. So here we are targeting inner thighs, hips, low back, and all up along the spine. Softening and releasing, letting go into your butterfly pose. Relaxing your eyes, softening your jaw, softening your chest, and relaxing your belly. You might notice that your mind is wandering a lot. That is really normal with Yin yoga because it's such a still practice. So you can use your breath as an anchor into the present moment, staying present with every inhale and exhale. You can even do counted breathwork if that helps you here. Maybe inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 6 or 7. Every time you notice your mind wandering, gently and lovingly guiding it back to the present moment. Here for another 2 minutes in silence, softening into your butterfly. Here for 3 more breaths. when you're ready, rising up and out of your butterfly. You can remove any props that you were using. Taking rebound with your legs extended out long in front of you. You can walk your hands back behind you. You might like to just shimmy the hips a little bit side to side, releasing the hips here. So in yin, we take rebounds in between the postures so that we can look within and notice the effects of the postures. Notice how we're feeling physically, emotionally, maybe even energetically. Four more breaths here, observing what's alive for you. Let's set up for the next posture, caterpillar pose. So for this, it's a forward fold. You can do it with your legs straight if you'd like. But a really nice option is to bring something underneath the knees. So you could bring a yoga bolster or just cushions, pillows stacked on top of each other. And from here, we'll inhale, reach arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. If you feel a lot of tension or uncomfortable sensations in the back of your neck, you can bring something like a yoga block in between your knees and rest your head down on it. This just helps to support the neck. Here for 4 minutes as well in caterpillar pose. And here we are targeting the backs of the legs, low back, all up along the spine. Allow your body to soften and to let go here. Can you relax the muscles of your face a little bit more? And once you found stillness of body, can you find stillness of mind? Remembering that you can use your breath as a focus point. Or you could also explore the sensations arising in your body as a way to stay connected with the present moment. Noticing with curiosity how this posture feels for you. Two more minutes in silence here, surrendering into your caterpillar pose. Four more breaths here. Gently, slowly lifting yourself out of caterpillar. You can move your props out of your way, extending your legs long in front of you once more, walking your hands back behind you. You can always wiggle the hips a little bit side to side. You can have your eyes closed here for rebound. Turning inward, noticing what is arising here for you. Noticing the subtle energies within your body. Taking your time when you're ready to make your way down onto your back. Setting up for the next posture, which will be a reclined twist. Extending your right leg long on your mat, bringing your left knee into your chest. Your left arm will go out to a T with the palm face down, and then you can use your right hand to guide your left knee across the body. Your left shoulder stays plugged into the floor. Your gaze can be up at the ceiling or maybe over your left fingertips if that feels good for your neck. And we'll be in this twist for 2 minutes either side. So a twist happens when your pelvis moves in the opposite direction to your thoracic spine or your upper spine. So that's why you want to have your left shoulder earthed into your mat. If you want to intensify sensations in your twist, you might like to see what it feels like to wiggle the right foot over towards the bottom left-hand corner of your mat. And know as well that you could always have something underneath your left knee to support it, whether that's blocks or cushions. Here for another minute in silence. Breathing deeply into your belly. Last 3 breaths here. And taking your time to slowly roll back to center. For rebound, you might like to bring both knees into your chest, give yourself a hug in reclined child's pose. Or another option is to walk your feet away from each other, plant them on the mat, that is, and walk them away, and then let your knees knock together. Here in your rebound for 4 breaths, noticing the sensations showing up in your body. Let's move to the other side. So now your left leg extends long on your mat and you're bringing your right knee into your chest. Your right arm can go out to a T with the right palm face down. I just don't have enough room here, so I'm just going to do a cactus arm instead. Using your left hand, guiding your right knee across the body. Here for 2 minutes. In this twist. You could gaze up at the ceiling or maybe over your right shoulder, and you could always bring something underneath the right knee here if you'd like. Make sure your right shoulder is still on the ground, but the rest of your body could follow the direction of your right knee. And just like last time, if you're craving more sensation, maybe you start to wiggle the left foot toward the bottom right hand corner of your mat. Here for another minute in silence. Last 4 4 breaths here. Nice and slowly, nice and gently, rolling back to center. Choosing a rebound that feels intuitive to you. Maybe bringing both knees into your chest, or maybe walking the feet away from each other on your mat and letting your knees knock together. 4 breaths here. Observing how you're feeling after your twist. Let's set up for the next posture. So for the next posture, you'll need either a yoga block, a thick book, or maybe a big sturdy cushion as well could work. So it's supported bridge. You'll plant your feet into the mat about hips width distance apart. You're going to push into your heels and then place your block either on the lowest setting or maybe the medium setting underneath your sacrum. So your sacrum is that flat bone at the base of your spine, about halfway on the low back and halfway on the glutes. Here in supported bridge for 4 minutes. So your arms can be down beside you, or another nice option is to reach your arms up overhead and hold on to opposite elbows here. It can be really nice. You can keep your feet planted into the mat, or another option is to extend your legs long, bringing the stretch a little bit more into your hip flexors and your quads. So we're opening through the heart, the abdomen, the hip flexors, the quads, and also creating some compression into your lower back. When you release this compression, you'll get a fresh rush of nutrients and blood into that area. If there's any pain at all in your lower back or pinching, especially if you have the legs long, then rebend the knees. Checking in with your mind. Noticing if it's wandering, and with love and compassion, guiding it back to the present moment. And know that every time you notice the mind wandering, and then guide it back to the here and now, you're strengthening the pathways in your brain for present moment awareness. So if you notice your mind wandering, this is not something to beat yourself up over. It's something to celebrate. It's in the noticing that you succeed. Remember, you can always use your breath or the sensations showing up in your body as focus points. 2 more minutes here in silence, softening into your supported bridge. Four more breaths here. Nice and slowly, if you have your legs extended, taking your time to plant your feet back into your mat. And really take your time here, pushing into your heels. Lift your glutes off your block and you can move it out to the side. For rebound, walking your feet away from each other, letting your knees knock together. Or once more, maybe bringing the knees into the chest for reclined child. Here for another 5 breaths. Turning inwards, noticing the subtle energies within your being. Setting up for your next posture, which will be banana asana, a side stretch. Reaching your legs long on your mat. Your arms go over your head. You can hold on to opposite elbows here. Or maybe you hold onto your right wrist with your left hand. I'm just going to take my microphone off so I don't squish it. And then from there, you'll walk both feet over to the bottom left-hand corner of your mat. Now this may feel like plenty sensation for you here. Or you might pick your head and your shoulders up and then wiggle them over to the top left-hand corner of your mat. We'll be here in banana asana for 3 minutes. You could stay like this, or maybe if it feels good for you, you cross your right ankle over your left. Make sure that both hips stay planted into the ground. Feeling a big side body stretch, right side, and creating some compression into your left side body here as well. Surrendering here. Two minutes in silence. Four more breaths here. If you have your legs crossed, you can uncross them. Walking both feet back to center, bringing your arms down beside you. Walking your head, your shoulders back to center. For your rebound, you could just extend your legs long. You could bend into your knees, walk your feet away from each other, knock your knees together, or you could take that reclined child's pose again, bringing your knees into your chest. Here for 4 breaths, observing what is showing up for you here in your body. Let's go to the other side. Both legs reach long on your mat. Reaching your arms up overhead, you can hold on to opposite elbows, or you might hold on to your left wrist with your right hand. Either way, walking both feet to the bottom right hand corner of your mat this time. And this might feel like enough for you, it might feel really good here. Or you pick your shoulders and your head up and you wiggle those over to the top right hand corner as well. We'll be here for 3 minutes on this side. If it feels good, you could cross your left ankle over your right. Breathing into the right, to the left side body rather. Noticing if there's any difference between sides. Just observing without judgment. And there more than likely is, as we're asymmetrical beings. So just noticing that. Relax your eyes. Soften your jaw. 2 more minutes here in silence. Four more breaths here. You can uncross your ankles if they're crossed, walking your feet, your upper body back to center, and your arms back down beside you. Choosing your rebound, legs long, knees knocked together or knees into chest. And 5 breaths here to notice the effects within after banana asana. We'll set up for one more posture here before Shavasana, supported fish. So you'll just need to rock yourself up to seated for a moment. And for this, we'll use a bolster, but you can use stacked up pillows as well. It does the same job. So you'll set it up towards the back of your mat, and then you can just have your bolster or your pillows like this. If you do have a block or a book, it can be quite nice to elevate the bolster up a little bit. The block could be on the medium setting, or maybe the higher again setting. Yeah. So just taking your time to set that up. Then once you've done that, you can sit yourself in really close to the bolster and then just release the back body over the bolster. Arms can be out to the side. With your legs, you could have your feet planted into the mat. You could have your legs long. Or if you're craving a little bit more hip opening, the soles of the feet might come together and your knees could go wide. Finding your version of supported fish here, one that feels good for you. We'll be here for 4 minutes. Allowing all of your body weight to soften and release into your bolster. Giving yourself full permission to surrender here. Relaxing your eyebrows, softening your jaw, relaxing your chest, and softening your belly. Here for 2 more minutes in silence. 2 breaths here. If you're in butterfly legs, you can use your hands to guide your knees back together. We'll all plant the feet into the mat and taking your time, making your way out of butterfly of supported fish. And let's come to Savasana. So for this, it can be really, really nice to have a bolster underneath your knees. Or again, you could use pillows instead. If you have your blanket, you can make yourself nice and cozy. Maybe put a jumper on, your socks on if you don't have them on already. Lying down on your back, letting your legs go long. Your arms are out to the side, the palms faced up. So Shavasana is a posture of really deep rest. So you want to find a restful position. If lying on your back doesn't feel good in your body, firstly, know that that is really common. What you can do instead is plant your feet into the mat, walk the feet away from each other, let your knees knock together like we've been doing as rebound throughout the class. You could also roll onto your side, or you can take your rebound belly down as well. So finding your version of Shavasana that feels really restful. You can close your eyes down or maybe softening your gaze instead. Give yourself one last time here full permission to surrender, to release, and to let go. Your only task for the next few minutes is to rest. We'll be here for a few more minutes in silence. I'll call you back to the space with the sound of my voice. Take a deep breath here to wake your body back up. Inhale. Exhale. Little movements that feel good. Maybe wiggling your fingers and your toes. Maybe rocking your head side to side. Massaging the back of your head into the mat. You could roll out your ankles, your wrists. You could take a big stretch if that feels good. And your body reaching your arms up overhead and your feet away from you. And then we'll bring both knees into the chest. One breath here in reclined child. Inhale. Exhale. Taking your time, making your way up to seated. And we'll close the practice here together. You can come to sit cross-legged. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer position at heart center. We'll close the practice by chanting the sacred sound of Om, followed by Shanti 3 times, which means peace. Inhaling to begin. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bowing your head to your heart. You can bring your hands over your eyes, resting the weight of your head in your hands. And taking your time to come back to your space. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.